So we're going to warm up standing, and then we are going to be on the floor quite a bit today. So I'm going to get my mat ready, and then if you need something for underneath your knees, I would say go for it, because we're going to do some stuff on our hands and knees. There we go. The hard part is going to keep the cat away from my mat because she thinks that it is just the greatest little scratching post. And it's like, no, I really prefer if you didn't scratch up my mat. All right, good morning, everybody. We're going to go ahead and start with our warm-up. If you use a watch, I am going to do, I have an option for flexibility. So I am just going to do flexibility. Take a deep breath in. If you have an option for yoga, you could probably do yoga as well, but it's completely up to you. So just nice deep breaths in and then out. So nice deep breath, exhale out. Good, one more time right here. Let's bring it in. We're gonna roll the shoulders up, back, and down into our back pocket. And I don't know if it's from yesterday's strength workout where we did, 3 sets and everything, but man, I am definitely stiff and sore today. Good, shoulders down. Ear to shoulder, side to side. And I say that every Friday morning. I don't know if it's just kind of a cumulative effect or if it's because of the workouts, and then I usually have a clean on Thursdays. So, I usually end up cleaning for 4.5 hours. Good. Bring the head up, and we're going to look to the right and then look to the left. And I just have to kind of laugh because, when you're working on, like when you're designing a house or you're looking at a house or anything like that, you're looking at the things like, what do you want for fixtures and cabinets and all these decisions. And after cleaning, apartments and houses and things like that, there are so many things that I'm like, nope, don't want it in my house. Good. Bring it in the center. We're going to bring it up. So like the big thing now is black fixtures. Don't do it. Don't do it, especially if you've got hard water, because there is no good way to get hard water off of those black fixtures without damaging the finish. Or sometimes that dark bronze, like that blackened, really dark bronze, can be kind of hard to do too. It's like, nope, that's out. I want my cabinets to go all the way up to the ceiling. I hate having to clean the cabinet tops. Good. All right. So option 1 right here is you're going to just grab your ankle, pull the thigh back, or you can just kind of do like a little kick, but I want you to try to just open up the fronts of your thighs. And then a lot of houses have the ovens that have that blue porcelain on the inside. Don't do it. Don't do it. You can't use normal oven cleaner on it. It'll damage the finish. So if you get something burned on there, and I know people say to use the self-clean, but if you know anybody that does like appliance repair and maintenance, they tell you not to do the self-clean because that high heat isn't good for your oven either. All right, bring it in the center. We're going to take it, we're going to step it side and bring it in. So it's a little side lunge and a crossbody reach. So I'm making a list of all the things that I don't want in my house when we finally get around to remodeling it. So I'm always curious for all of you, what are the things in your house that you're like, yep, I love it, or I absolutely hate it. I do want detachable shower heads. The wands in all of my showers. It makes it so much easier to clean. And if you have a house cleaner or somebody that comes in, They'll love you forever if you have a detachable shower on in your showers. Just so you know. Good. Good. One more time. Bring it into the center. We're going to do front kick with a toe touch. So it's just a nice straight leg kick. Remember, we're just warming up. So don't feel that you have to touch your toes. I can tell that I'm really tight in the hamstrings right now, which is why we're warming up. Later on today, I'll probably be able to touch my toes, but right now, that's not going to happen. And I'll apologize ahead of time. I'm a little congested this morning. So, good. Not sick, just congested, so I might sound kind of funny or have the frog in my throat later. Good. A couple more. Here's 2 and 1. All right, we're going to do reverse lunges with an overhead reach, so we're going to keep our ribs tucked. Take a nice deep breath in. We're going to lunge, reach it up, and then step together. So lunge, reach it up, and step together. And it's okay if your lunge isn't super deep or if your arms aren't able to go all the way overhead. We want to focus on ribs tucked, belly's in, and when we do our movement, it's from the shoulders, not our upper body, if that kind of makes sense. So if we have issues with our shoulders, a lot of times we start to open up our ribs and open up at our spine to compensate, when we really want to start working on opening up the shoulders so they're moving the way they should. Good, one more. Bring it in, sidestepping squats with a front reach. So we're going to squat, reach out, and come back up. Squat, reach out, come back up. So it's just hip width, maybe shoulder width apart. Yeah, I'm thinking a lot of my stiffness and soreness is from the workout yesterday because we did the arms up and I can absolutely feel my triceps. All right, here's 2 and 1. Now we're going to take it out to a sumo squat. Wide stance, toes out, and I want you to sit your hips down and back as far as you can, and then do a little side to side. If you need to be a little bit more forward folded, it's okay, but I want you to focus on your hips. Now maybe you can take your hands to a chair, or I'm comfortable coming down into a deep squat. I still feel a little tight, but this feels okay for me. Rest when you need to. Good, 3, 2, 1. We're going to walk out to a plank, and then we're going to do 5 push-ups. This is going to be fun. So I'm going to walk out to my plank. Hello, kitty. And then do my 5 push-ups. Take your time. So just go down and up. I'm going to go down and up. Just don't attack my face, because sometimes you get in a mood. Good, 2 more. 2 and 1. Good. Walk it back, hips to heels. Give yourself a little bit of a shakeout. And we're going to be down on the floor. We're going to start with half kneeling position. So feel free to grab a drink if you need it. Put something underneath your knees if that's what you're feeling today. I don't know what her thing is today. Oh, and she thinks that my new cheaters are the best toy she's ever seen. So if I can't find my glasses, it's going to be because of her. All right, so we're going to come into our half kneeling position. Actually, I'm going to switch. Half kneeling position, we're going to tuck our tail, squeeze our glute. And what we're going to do is we're going to just start with a half kneeling forward and back push. So we're keeping the tuck, keeping the squeeze, starting to wake up those hip flexors. Good. All right, now we're going to take it forward. We're going to reach it up, and then we're going to bring it back. So just like when we were doing the lunge, and again, we're squeezing the glutes, stretching the front of the body, and we're going to reach, move from the shoulders, move from the hips. Fairchild, what on earth are you doing this morning? Good. One more time. We're going to take it out. We're going to hold it, reach it up, and I want you to open it. I want you to lift the chest up and out. So I want you to think about arching like you've got a bar across your ribs right underneath your shoulder blades, and that's where I want you to move from. So just a nice good lift. 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. We're going to take that leg that is in the back, and we're going to take it out to the side now. So we're going to switch which knee we're kneeling on. We're going to take this leg out to the side, and we're going to do our rock backs. So we're in that position. Hands are going to be down on the floor. We're going to rock back and rock forwards. Rock back and rock forwards. So we want to try to have our toes on our straight leg in line with the knee of that opposite leg. We're going to try to keep a nice neutral spine, toes pointing forwards. Just rock back and rock forwards. Good, here's 2. Now I want you to take it back and I want you to hold it, and if you can, I want you to see if you can go down onto your forearms. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. And if you can't, that's okay, just stay up. And now we're going to take that left arm and we're going to thread the needle, reaching towards the toes on that right foot. Or just think you're having to thread the needle so that your opposite arm is reaching for your toes. So if it could be left to right or it could be right to left. Good, here's 2 and 1. Bring it up, take that leg that's out to the side, and now we're going to bring it around to the front. We're going to bring it around to the front. So it's going to be a heel down, toe up, and we're just going to do a little hinge forwards and then come up nice and tall. Feel free to hold on to something. This is a little bit of a balance challenge here, but we're just going to start with a hinge, and then we're going to stand tall or be tall. And this is, like I said, this is a balance challenge. So try taking that leg out a little bit so that your legs are about hip width apart. Sometimes that helps. Sometimes it doesn't. Good, down and lift. And now if you're comfortable with it, we're going to take our hips towards our heel, and we're going to just do a nice good stretch. And if you can add a little forward, go for it. If your knee is not okay with this, then you can just do a little hold here. You can have hands on a chair. As long as you're feeling that stretch, that's what I'm hoping for. Good, and 3, 2, 1. Bring it up, full hands and knees position. The leg that we've been working on, we're now going to do hip circles. These are our hip cars, controlled articular rotations. So we're going to take that knee, bring it a little bit forward, open it out to the side, rotate bottom of the foot to the ceiling, and then circle in. Now donkey kick out to fire hydrant and back. So a little forward, fire hydrant, rotate to donkey kick out to fire hydrant and back in. You're going to get a little bit of a lift on the hip on that side, but we want to try not to shift our body so that we're lifting with our back versus lifting with the leg. You do not have to get your leg way up high and past parallel to the floor. We just want to get that good lift and circle. Good, this is my last one, bringing it back around. Bring it in, we're going to shake it out a little bit. And now we're going to do the same thing. So that leg that was moving, believe it or not, is now going to be the leg that comes in front. So nice, good half kneeling position. Tuck your tail, squeeze your glute, and again, we're going to start with just the forward and back. So it's kind of goofy how we end up doing this, but to get this leg to work, this is the one that has to be in front now. So we're just gonna work that back hip, ribs tucked, squeeze the glute, press it forward, pull it back. Press it forward, pull it back. This is a good one to do if you sit a lot. Good. Now we're going to add in the arm. So we're going to squeeze the glute and we're going to reach the arms up, but we still keep our ribs tucked. So we're going to go forward and back for a few. And then we'll do our hold. So we go forward, reach up, and come back. So we're working on stretching the hip, working on the shoulders, but keeping the ribs pulled in, holding that good position. Good. Now let's take it forward. Nice, good hold. Reach it up. Get the shoulders up first, and then we start to lift the chest up and out. So it's kind of think about your body. We don't want to push forward with our low back. We want to lift up and really imagine you've got that bar right underneath your shoulder blades, and you're trying to arch just the upper body over the bar. So we're still protecting our low back and opening. In 3, 2, 1, release. Switch the leg that you're kneeling on, and the leg that was just in front is now going to come out to the side. You're plotting. I know you are. So take that leg out to the side, toes pointing forwards, straight knee. We're going to rock it back and rock it forwards. She's plotting. So we have a big box in our kitchen right now. And she likes to jump up on top of the refrigerator. And we're still haven't quite figured. She's got a vertical leap like you would not believe. But we've got a big box in the living room or in the kitchen, and she jumped up on it and she's looking, and you could tell she was plotting if she could jump up onto the refrigerator from that box. So you can just see the wheels turning in her brain. And it wouldn't be as big of an issue, except, you know, we have places where we don't want kitties to go. Good. Let's take it back. We're going to hold it. And if you can, come down onto your forearms. And again, if you can't, it's okay. But now we're going to take that opposite arm and we're going to thread the needle, palm facing up, trying to reach for those toes. You can have your upper body elevated on yoga blocks, or you can have it on a chair. If you're going to do this and you're going to hold for a bit, you can always put a couple of pillows underneath your buns. So there's lots of fun ways to modify. Good. 3, 2, 1. Bring it back up into the center. We're going to take that leg and bring it around to the front. So good half kneeling position. We're now going to take that leg out straight. And then again, little balance challenge, but we're just going to hinge and we're going to lift. And you can open up the leg out to the side a little. We just don't want to take it way out to the side. I want you to try to have it so that it's, you know, about hip width. And then you can do a little hinge and then bring it up. Hinge and up. So a little deeper stretch in the hamstring. And then an option, if you can take your heels or your hips towards your heel, get a little stretch, and then bring it up. Keep going. Child, you are going to be the death of me this morning. It's just like having a toddler. Good. All right, we're going to take it back, and if you want, you can do a little hold here. If you don't want your hips to your heels, you can just have a little fold here. Hands can be on the thighs as long as we're not putting pressure on the knee and causing pain and discomfort. Here's 2 and 1. Bring it in. Full hands and knees position. And we're going to do our hip circles. Maybe. Good. Then we're going to take that knee a little bit forward, out to the side, rotate, bring it in, and then take it back out to the side and circle in. So it's just kind of fire hydrant, circle to donkey kick, and then donkey kick around to fire hydrant. So I'm trying to get about 5. So each direction, you go back and then come around, that counts as 1. Good, this will be my last set. And maybe you only get 3 or 4, that's okay. Good, bring it in. We're gonna give ourselves a little break. We're gonna go all the way down onto our tummies. I am going to figure something out. Come on, Scoochie. All the way down onto your tummy. Now your option 1 is I just want you to take your right heel towards your right buns. If you can, I want you to see if you can grab the top of your foot, or maybe you can just grab the back of your pants. And we're gonna try to pull the heel a little bit closer to your butt. So you're pulling that heel a little closer to your buns. And then if you can you also slightly lift your thigh off of the floor? If you are really tight and you're not able to grab, just do a nice good stretch, and you can add like little glute lifts, like you're trying to take your thigh towards the ceiling. Or if you have a yoga strap, this is one you can do using a yoga strap. Just a good lift. Here's 2 and 1, relax. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So you're just gonna bend that knee is your start. Can you grab, your ankle, the back of your shoe, if you're wearing shoes, the back of your pants, just try to pull it closer. If you have the mobility, can you grab the top of your foot? And then you're just gonna pull the heel a little bit closer to your buns. So we're trying to stretch our quad. And remember, our quad attaches at our knee and it attaches at our hip. So we wanna try to stretch it both directions. We do a lot of hip stretching in this class, but we also need to do a little bit of knee stretching. So we're trying to get the lower portion of the quad, stretching the front of the thigh down by the knee as well as up by the hip. Here's 2 and 1, good, release. Now we're gonna take our hands kind of by our chest. We're gonna lift ourselves up into a Sphinx position. So I want you to think your shoulders are over your elbows. So just nice tall posture. Shoulders are pulled down away from the ears, shoulders over the elbows, palms are flat, and I want you to think about pulling the shoulders down and back, lifting the chest out and up. We're still squeezing our glutes. Just a nice good hold right here. Now you can just be down on your hands, resting your chin on your hands, but I want you to come up. You don't have to come up into up dog or anything like that if you don't want to. I really want you to just kind of focus on the up and the out. Good, in 3, 2, and 1. Take it all the way down. We're gonna take both arms out to the side, palms facing down, so we're forming the letter T. We're gonna do alternating scorpions nice and slow. So we're gonna take our left leg up, and we can bring our left hand in, and we're gonna roll into the right side and do our scorpion. Hold for a few seconds. Return to the center and switch. So now the left arm is out, the right hand is by the chest, right knee bends, and we're gonna roll into that chest. Now some of you can go faster if you would like. This one is just very uncomfortable on my chest if I try to go quickly. So I am just going to continue to do a little side to side. Nice and slow. And we want to feel a stretch. We don't want to feel pain. This should feel good. So just a nice good side to side, rolling into one side, and then rolling into the other. Good. We've got a couple more. So take it out, rolling in, and then switch, and roll. Bring it back into the center, hands by the chest, take a nice deep breath in, push yourself up and back, and we're going to come to a seated position. We're going to come in for a nice, good butterfly stretch. So bring it in, bottoms of the feet touching. So bottoms of the feet touching, good butterfly stretch. If you'd like to grab your toes, you absolutely can, but we're just going to hold. Think about taking the knees out. You can do little wiggles. Sometimes that feels good for a lot of people, is to just kind of wiggle your thighs. You can take hands out to the side, and then if you'd like, you can also add a little forward fold. Deepen the stretch on those inner thighs and start to get a little bit of low back as well. Good. 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. We're going to take those legs out to the side. Feet are going to come down towards the floor. Hands by your hips, and we're just going to go for our 90-90s. So we're just going to take it over, and then we're going to take it over. So really trying to focus on shoulders and hips today, mainly hips, but a lot of shoulders as well with the scorpions. Now, if you're comfortable with it, you can always try to do this without holding on, and that's kind of the tricky part. Because when we come into the center, if we're really tight, we don't want to round our spine to come up. We want to try to have the movement come right from our hips. Now remember, we have good days and we have bad days. Good. Now we're going to take it over to the right. So over to the right. And we're going to forward fold over that front leg. And you can just do a little bit of a hinge. You can come down onto your forearms. You can come farther down if you're more flexible. Good. And we're going to bring it up. Take it up and over to the other side. Same thing. So good rotation. Take it forward and hinge, working the outer thigh and glute. In 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to rotate. So we're going to take it up and over and forward fold. And then again up and over and forward fold. So we're just going to add in that moving 90-90, add in your little bit of a hinge. You're kind of doing a little bit of a push-up. Not a lot, just a little. Good. Hinge it forward. Up and over. Hinge it forwards. Good. 2 more. 1 more on each side. Good. Bring it into the center. We're going to flip over, and we're actually going to go onto our backs. So we're going to take it all the way down, and we're going to bring our legs up. And so option 1 is just to have your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, and we're still gluing our knees together. Option 2 is you're going to take your legs up into 90-90. And if you'd like, I want you to squeeze the knees together. Some people prefer to actually put like a yoga block between your knees. We're going to take our arms out to the side, and I want you to rotate both knees to one side, getting closer to the floor, keeping your opposite shoulder glued to the floor. Then bring it back up into the center and take it over to the other side. I do want you to try to keep your knees glued together. Sometimes they like to separate on this one, especially as we start to get closer to the floor. But I want you to keep those knees together. You do not have to get super close to the floor. You do not have to touch the floor. You can absolutely just go a little bit to one side and then a little bit to the other. So we're getting a little core work here, but we're also getting some mobility. And we want the movement to come from our spine at the lower portion of our ribs. So we're getting a little stretch in the low back as well, but I want you to really think the rotation is coming from higher up in your spinal column. Good, we're gonna do 2 more. Last one, bring it into the center. Left leg, you can have your knee bent and your foot flat on the floor, or you can have your left leg straight. We're gonna pull the right knee into the chest into a variation of happy baby. So your first option is just to pull the knee into the chest, grabbing behind your thigh. You can also try pulling in, grabbing around your calf or grabbing around your ankle, or if you can you reach the bottom of your foot? And I'm pulling actually out to my side, so I'm kind of pulling my knee towards my opposite shoulder. And if you want to add just kind of a little side to side wiggle with that, you can. Everybody, you kind of have an option about where you're able to reach. Good, let's switch sides. So pull that in. So again, you can grab behind your thigh and you're going to pull it in and then a little bit out to the side. So behind the thigh, maybe around the calf or around the ankle. Can you grab? I grab from the inside of my foot. I know some people can grab from their toes. You can kind of mix it up a little bit of side to side here. A little wiggle, and you may find that one side you can grab your foot, but your other side you can only grab around your ankle, and that just lets you know that that side's a little bit tighter. Good, go ahead and bring it in. We're going to take the bottoms of the feet to the floor, knees bent. We're going to brace our core. We're going to lift it up into a bridge. So we're going to lift it up, hold your bridge. I am actually squeezing my shoulder blades together, digging my arms into the floor, but I am not allowing my ribs to lift up. And now I'm going to march with one foot, and then I'm going to switch. So start with small marches, but keep them controlled. So if you have trouble, I still want you to try to keep your march slow. If you can hold your single leg a little bit more, then you can do a bigger march, pulling the knee in towards the chest. As we march, we don't want to let the hips drop towards the floor. So that tends to happen, especially if you're weak on one side or a little weaker. We lift and then the hip drops, or we get super wobbly. 3. Good, here's 2. And 1. Bring it back in. We're going to take it down. We're going to take that right leg up, and you can do straight leg or you can do a bent knee. We're going to take that leg out to the side, and then we're going to pull it back in again. So we're doing a little inner thigh work. So I like to point my toe on the way out, flex my foot on the way in, point on the way out, flex on the way in. If you're not able to get your toe to point to the ceiling, if you're out at an angle, that can still be okay, as long as we make sure that we're not going out and then angling down. I really want you to think wherever your leg is, straight out to the side, pull it back in. Straight out, pull it back in. Good, 2 more. So out and in and out and in, switching legs. So take that leg up, and again, point your toe. We're going to point on the way out, flex on the way in. Point and flex. And I get a lot with my toe doing a lot of the pointing, but I really also want to think about that ankle movement. Point and flex. So channel your inner ballerina. If you've ever watched dancers, you can see that they have a straight line from their hip all the way down to the ball of their foot. And a lot of that is to do with training, but it's also mobility in the ankle. Good, so out and in, out and in. Good, couple more. Keeping that opposite hip on the floor, out and in. Good, bring it in, give yourself a little bit of a shake out. Last exercise we're going to do is the isometric dead bug. So we're going to take our right leg up, and our left hand is going to press on our right thigh. So not the knee, not the inner thigh or the outer thigh, but the top of your leg. So right leg up, left hand is on your thigh, and now we're going to bring the right arm and the left leg up. The hand on the thigh does not move, but now the opposite arm and leg we're going to lower and lift. So this is a little bit of an isometric strength exercise. Our body has what you can kind of consider to be slings that go from, right shoulder to left hip and vice versa. So we're kind of trying to work things a little bit differently. We're not doing rotation, but still getting in that diagonal movement or diagonal stabilization on this one. 2 and 1. Good. Bring it in. You can give yourself a little hug. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Good. So now we're going to take the left leg up. Right hand is right on the top of that left thigh. And now our left arm and our right leg are coming up, and we're going to lower and lift. And if it's too much to do the arm and the leg at the same time, just do one at a time. So just do your arm and then just do your foot. So you don't have to do them both at the same time. If you find that your low back is arching, or you're having a little bit of trouble stabilizing your body, instead of doing both at the same time, just do one at a time. Okay, we're going to try for 4 more. So 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring it in. You can give yourself a little bit of a hug. Pull the knees in towards the chest. You can add a little wiggle side to side. Good. And we're just going to stay on our backs for just a minute. We're going to do our deep breaths down here. So find a comfortable position, whether it's straight leg or knees bent, feet flat. We're just going to take a couple of deep breaths in. And exhale out. Good. One more time. Big breath in. And out. And you are all done.